I am playing RuneScape one coin flip at a time. This is Mike Penny. Mike is an Ironman who can only kill a mob until he has a 50% chance at that mob's rarest drop. After that, he is locked out of that mob forever. In a race against my own luck, I will unlock great pieces of gear, but I might miss out on best in slot upgrades. The goal? Completing the Master Combat Achievements. This is 50-50. Prayer potions are essential for most PvM content in the game, and since we want to slowly start working our way through combat achievements, it's important that we get them. Once the prayer potions are secured, we're going to answer one important question. Can I get all Scurrius combat achievements in just 23 kills? You might think this is easy, but sometimes things are more difficult than they appear at first glance. But before we get into Scurrius, let's do some preparations and secure my prayer potions. First things first, I went to LMS to secure myself a rune pouch. Now I am not a good PvPer, as you will see in these clips, but there were some fun moments. Oh god, fuck me dude, this guy is wrecking me. I need to try to Derrock bomb him. That's pretty much my only shot. Oh my god. Oh, Dan, did you see that? Dan, did you see that? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my god, I might actually win this fight. I've never actually won an LMS game before. Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god. Hell yeah, I did it. Alright, Justine, give me that sweet, sweet collection log slot. The tier 1 cape, 1 win confirm. That is a win. Alright, I got absolutely wrecked there at the end, but I do have 76 points, which means, let's see, let's scroll down here, rune pouch, confirm. That is a beautiful rune pouch. Fantastic. Now, like I said, the goal of this episode is to get prayer potions. So why am I at Guardians of the Rift? Well, we had a small detour in the previous episode. I was trying to complete Fairy Tale Part 1, but naturally, I had to get a nature talisman as an item for the nature spirit. So that's why I'm doing Guardians of the Rift right now. That's also why I got the rune pouch, so I could cast NPC Contact to repair my pouches while saving inventory space. So that's all beautiful. Then gonna complete some quests after this, after I get the nature talisman, get a whole bunch of farming experience so that I can plant my own Ranar seeds. That's the plan. Alright, so after completing the quest, I have accumulated a nice bit of points during my lunch break, and I have to get back to work. But first, we'll search for some rewards. Once again, we are... Oh my god, there we go. First pull, Nature Talisman. Yes. Yes, yes, baby. We can complete Fairy Tale Part 2. There's the giant pouch as well. And 16 more pearls. But really the important one is the Nature Talisman right there. May the detours end with me handing in this Nature Talisman. I've had it for approximately a second or two, and now it's gone. But I do have the magic secateurs, and we hope the detours are over for the foreseeable future. Let's just get our farming up for now. There we go. That is Fairy Tale Part 1 completed. 3,500 farming experience, giving us level 20 farming. Couple quests to go, and then we can plant our own willow seeds, and we can actually get our farming going. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, I go to AIR, and I should be able to use this fairy ring. Perfect. So we're not actually going to complete the quest, just like most Ironman will never complete this quest, or will not complete this quest at this stage in their account. But we have unlocked fairy rings, which is beautiful. This walk right here might be the most iconic Ironman walk that exists in the game. It's something special. I think they removed this tree at some point. You used to have to walk all the way around, but they removed this tree at some point, so now it's a straight walk. And if I can remember, I think it's DKS The Polar Hunter area. Exactly, that's where I want to go. Oh, it's still in me. It's still in me. And there we go. That is the Giant Dwarf completed. That does not give any farming XP, as you can see. But it is a prerequisite for a Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf, which does give farming experience. So that is up next, but first, did we get any levels? 31 smithing. Beautiful. And that's all. Hey there. I just want to tell you that you're cute. And that should be Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf completed. 5,000 farming, 5,000 cooking experience, and 2 mature dwarven stouts, which on a main I think are actually pretty valuable. 26 farming, and I think also cooking level, yes, 48. I can now churn cheese. 1125 total. Beautiful. These dwarven stouts are 20k. I figured they would go down in price a little bit with Kovacs Grog being released into the game from Giant's Foundry, but apparently not. Still 20k, still a really good reward for such a simple quest. And that is Garden of Death completed. 10k farming XP, by far the most farming XP I will get. And that will give me farming level 33, which means I can grow banana trees. Which is not what we care about. What we care about, if we go to farming here, and then herbs, Ranar weed, level 32. Beautiful. So, I hear you thinking, now what? Well, I want to get these Ranar weeds for myself, and I have a decently high thieving level, so I think pickpocketing from master farmers is probably the way to go. However, my farming is not quite high enough to get like a decent chance of getting these Ranar seeds. So I want to get my farming up passively, get the Rogue's outfit, and then just start thieving master farmers, and then we'll see how far we can go. Alright, so in my downtime, I have been doing my birdhouse runs. I'm in the middle of moving, so I haven't been able to play a lot. I just parked myself on Fossil Island and did birdhouse runs in the meantime. That gave me 106 bird nests. I'm hoping to get some willow seeds out of these so I can get my farming up passively for the next couple of days too, because I'm, like I said, still in the process of moving. And in the meantime, get the Rogue's outfit and start feeding massive farmers. So let's see what we get out of these bird nests. After opening all the bird's nests, I ended up with 5 willow seeds, which I think they give about 2k experience each, so it's like 10k experience. It's not fantastic, but it'll do. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached it. This is the end of the line. This is the end of our hopes of ever getting a Questscape. These enemies are mud skippers. For the recipe for disaster, freeing Pirate Pete subquest, I need 5 mud skipper hides. This is a guaranteed drop from these mud skippers. However, they have one other drop next to these hides, and that is an oyster. And they drop that oyster at a rate of 1 in 5.8, meaning I am only allowed 4 kills of these mud skippers. This means I will never be able to get the 5th mud skipper hide I need to complete this quest. That means I can never get Barrow's gloves, and I will never be able to get the Questscape. What do we do now? So let's talk about the implications of not being able to complete Recipe for Disaster, and therefore not being able to complete the Questscape. As far as I know, Recipe for Disaster itself is not a prerequisite for any of the bigger content pieces in the game, so I think we should be good on that front. However, we will not be able to unlock Barrow's gloves, which would have been our best in slot gloves for mage, ranged, and melee for a long time. That means we now have to aim for 3 different items in each of these regards, and see if we can get a better upgrade than Dragon Gloves, which is currently our best possible glove slot. Then, not getting the Questscape hurts a little bit. I always love using the Questscape teleport to the Legends Guild because it gets you to a fairy ring very quickly. But I think we're just gonna have to do that through construction. It is not the biggest problem in the world. I never thought the hopes of getting a Questscape would end like this. But that's what's fun about this series. It's the biggest curveballs are the ones you do not expect and the ones you do not see coming. Raise your hands in the chat if you saw Freeing Pirate Pete and then the Mud Skippers specifically as the point where this account would find out it cannot get a quest cape. Lucky for us, we were able to complete Freeing Pirate Pete up until the point where we unlocked the underwater gear, so our diving apparatus and our fishbowl helmet. This means we can complete seaweed runs, which is just a really great way to bank all sorts of crafting experience that we're gonna need down the line to get our replacements for the Barrow's gloves. Alright, gonna cash our first tree run. I don't have any new trees on me, but we'll cash this in, see what level we get. We're starting at level 33. So first tree gives us 34. Beautiful, I'll keep it here for now. 35, 36, and it's gonna stay at 36. So that is, what, 3 levels? Three levels from our first farming run. One important set we need to get is the Rogue's outfit. The Rogue's outfit doubles all the amounts of pickpockets from every NPC you pickpocket from. So if we were to pickpocket 1 Renar seed from a master farmer, we would instead get 2. And we will get a piece on our first try. Very nice. That is crate number 2, but also 60 free agility, which gives me access to a shortcut. But most importantly, piece of rogue equipment, the top. So 2/5 of the way there. And that is the final piece of the rogue's outfit completed. Let's see this bad boy in action. Honestly, I still think the rogue's outfit is one of the best looking outfits in the game. It has that special little something to it, don't you think? We have the farming level, we have the rogue's outfit, we can start going for Renar seeds. So here I am pickpocketing master farmers. And this should complete the Lumbridge easy diary, so I have a teleport to the Falador farming patch. Oh god, I'm stupid. It's the medium diary, isn't it? It's the medium diary that unlocks the teleport patch. Oh, that sucks. Alright, well, at least we get a lamp that we can put on Slayer. Gives us a level, 47. Beautiful. Brine rats. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Like I said, the one pro of being able to somewhat complete the Freeing Pirate Pete part of Recipe for Disaster is the ability to do seaweed runs. I still need to get my herb lore up in order to create prayer potions, and I think I'm gonna do that through compost potions because they only require Harrowlanders and Volcanic Ash, both of which are very easy to get. So here I'm getting a quick level 20 herb lore so that I can clean Harrowlanders and actually create these potions. A very quick detour because I need a new AFK activity. And what I've wanted to do is mine calcified deposits, but for that I need to start the Perilous Moons quest. And in order to start that quest I need 48 Slayer. And the best way for me to get 48 Slayer is to lamp it. And here, one small favor is completed. I can do these lamps 2 times 10k. It is really a great quest for lamping. And then, oops, I almost accidentally put it into the prayer. So that's 20k Slayer XP, 49 Slayer. Let's go to Perilous Moons. But first I had to complete Twilight's Promise, which gave 3k Thieving XP. And allows me to teleport right to Civitas Illa Fortis, which if anyone has a better, quicker name for that, then I'd love to hear it. Finally starting Perilous Moons after lamping a whole lot of Slayer, but then I think once we start it, we should be able to enter the area immediately. So let's try that. Will it let us through? It will not. So maybe we need to do 1 or 2 steps. So I think after this step, we should be able to go in. So let's kill this Nagua. Oh, that's interesting. It's another null. So maybe a mob is classified as null if it doesn't respawn after you kill it, just like with the Temple Guardian and Priest in Peril. If any RuneLight nerds can shed a light on this, I would appreciate it. There we go. I can finally enter Cam Torum. I'm not here to actually fight the Perilous Moons or Moons of Peril or whatever their actual name is. I am here to get some prayer experience. As I mentioned before, I have a lot of downtime because I'm in the process of moving, so I usually have an iPad open somewhere with Old School RuneScape on mobile open, and I really want AFK activities that actually progress my account. So mining calcified deposits for prayer experience. Beautiful. The Herblore plan continues. That is Shades of Morton completed for 2k Herblore XP. That is level 23. I can now make compost potions, which I'm going to do all the way up until level 31. And then I can do Edgar's Ruse and My Arm's Big Adventure. And combining those two should be enough to get me to the level I need in order to make prayer potions. And this also unlocks the minigame teleport for Shades of Morton, which if I ever do barrows, which I will, I'm going to need. So I just finished making some compost potions, and they're immediately coming in handy because I'm about to do a fruit tree run. And I didn't have any actual ultra compost or super compost in my bank, so got some regular compost to use the compost potion. I don't think... Have people ever actually used compost potions for that purpose before? I'm curious. That's Troll Stronghold completed, prerequisite for Edgar's Ruse and My Arm's Big Adventure. In episode 1, a couple of people were worried that because I didn't pick up the raw chicken from the chickens that I locked out of immediately, that I would not be able to complete a certain quest down the line. Well, that time has come. I'm gonna need 5 raw chickens, but luckily there's a couple of shops in the game, like this shop here in Varlamore, that just sells raw chickens, so there's nothing to worry about. Sometimes you think you like playing RuneScape until you have to get 3 gout wheats in a row. And this should finish up the quest. Let's see, there we go. That is 11k Herblore XP. Edgar's Ruse completed. Trollheim teleport spell, we're not going to use that. But 36 Herblore, which is almost enough for prayer potions. There we go, there's my arm telling me where I can find that good shit and farm that good shit to smoke up. And that will give me 10k Herblore and 5k farming experience, which will put me at 39 Herblore, which is enough for prayer potions. Here's a little thieving update. I'm approximately 1,000 pickpockets in, and I haven't had any Renar seeds yet. I did just get 2 Snapdragon seeds, which is crazy because it's rarer than Ranars, but... Oh, there's the Renar seeds. This is approximately 10 seconds after I recorded the last clip. But yeah, beautiful. First Renar seeds of the account. Let's go. Now that we've got our Renar seeds, it's important that we unlock a disease-free patch. And in Kourend, there is a disease-free patch, and first you had to have 100% Hosidius favor, or I'm not sure if it was 100%, but you need Hosidius favor in order for it to be disease-free. Now it is a disease-free patch if you unlock the Kourend and Kebble's Easy Diary. So, finishing that up right here to get our disease-free patch. Just claiming our Rada's blessing and getting a beautiful antique lamp to go with it that will put on Slayer, and it will put me over 100,000 Slayer XP. Important moment here, guys. First Renar seed of the account is into the ground and composted. I just checked and I have 4 Renar weeds in my bank already from drops from other mobs. So that will get me 4 prayer potions, or well, free 4 dose prayer potions, which means it is time to do some PVM content, the moment you've all been waiting for. So, let's talk about Scurrius combat achievements. I want to complete as many as possible. There's 5 in total. 2 of them are KC related, namely kill Scurrius once and kill Scurrius 10 times. That's all perfectly fine. 1 is perfect Scurrius, which I know I said I'm not that good of a PVMer, I really am not, but I think if I can practice 2 or 3 kills first, I should be able to pull off a perfect Scurrius. And then there's 2 others, and this is where the issue arises. We have Sit Rat. You have to finish off Scurrius with a Ratbane weapon in a private instance, and the only way to get a Ratbane weapon is from a Scurrius drop. And now let that Scurrius drop be the one that determines how many Scurrius kills we can do. See, the Scurrius spine is 1 in 33, which means, using our fancy mathematics, we can do 23 Scurrius kills. But now what we want is we want to get a Scurrius spine early, so that we can complete the combat achievements afterwards. And so for Sit Rat, this is an absolute necessity, right? We need a Ratbane weapon in order to complete this combat achievement. But there's another combat achievement. Efficient Pest Control. Kill 6 giant rats within Scurrius' lair in 3 seconds. Now the easiest way to do this is with a Ratbane weapon. But there are other ways to do it, like a Rune Throne Axe or a Din's Bulwark special or something similar. But those are not items I have readily available. So, if the scenario happens where I do not get a Scurrius spine in time, I will not lock out of Scurrius, but I will save 1 kill so that I can come back and complete efficient pest control later on. But let's hope we don't get to that. Let's hope we get the Scurrius spine nice and early and we can complete all combat achievements. It is time to kill some Scurrius. Alright, let's go in for our very first Scurrius skill. I bought some attack and strength potions to help with the damage a little bit. I'm not sure if the damage I'm going to be doing will be sufficient for decently fast kills, but we'll see. I brought 3 payer potions, which is probably overkill, but I have no clue how many I'm going to need. And let's see if I still have the timings down and can get a perfect kill. So in order to get a perfect kill, I'm going to need to dodge these rock attacks. Keep praying melee at all times unless he's healing up, because then I think he sort of alternates between ranged and mage attacks. And that should be about it. I think those are his only mechanics. Aside from spawning giant rats, which are fairly accurate, but I don't think taking damage from them is an actual issue. So now, while he's eating up, he's healing, and that's a ranged attack. And so now I have to change between ranged and mage prayer. I'm going to switch back immediately to melee, just to make sure that once he's done healing, he doesn't just immediately smack me for a 40 and make me feel the challenge. So there's the giant rats. I'm not sure if it's good to kill those right away, but I'll do it for now once I'm trying for the perfect kill, so I just can focus on Scurrius. Alright, I'll see you with the drop. Alright, just a couple more hits and that should do it. There it goes. I don't think I got it perfect, but it should at least be Scurrius Novice. Yes, it is. And immediately we'll get a prayer potion, which is nice. So I only used 2 doses during this fight. So I might profit prayer potions here. Let's see. I decided to keep the rats alive this time, and that makes the kills go way, way faster. Rune Chain Body, that's a nice alch, but I would love to get the spine soon. Okay, I think this kill should be perfect. I don't recall any mistake I made. There we go, yeah, perfect Scurrius, medium combat task. So now it's just hoping for the spine and the 10 KC task, and that's all we have to do. This is going to be KC number 5. What will we get? Rune arrows. That's not ideal. KC number 6 will get us to over 25% of our kill limit, and we get a prayer potion, which is always welcome. Not as good as a spine, but we'll take it. Next combat achievement coming in, and another prayer potion, also very nice. That is a 10 KC Scurrius champion. There is KC number 11. 3 prayer points left. Very good. Rune Square Shield. Scurrius does drop some nice alchs. Unfortunately, I can only kill 23, but I had no idea it was such good money. This skill will bring us over the halfway mark. 30 law runes. We'll take it. But 52% of the way there. This is going to be KC number 18, which will mark the 3/4 way mark. We have 5 more kills left, but in reality, we only have 4 more kills left to get the spine, because we're gonna need to do at least 1 kill with a Ratbane weapon. 4 kills left. Will he get me a spine? No, another alch. 3 kills left. What do we get? Another alch. 3 more kills. Alright, 2 more kills. 2 more kills. What do we get? Adamant arrow. So the next one needs to be the spine. Otherwise, we're going to lock out of that combat achievement. Alright, is this going to be our final kill, or are we going to do 1 more kill after this because I'm going to get the spine? Let's see. Let's see. What do we get? What do we get? Please, spine. Please, 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 please. No, Battle X. Alright, so I'm not doing another kill. I'm saving that for when I have the ability to do efficient pest control. So, to answer the question, can we do all Scurrius combat achievements in just 23 kills? The answer is no. But to answer the question, did you like this video and subscribe to the channel? The answer is of course, yes.